What do y'all do for the rest of the time? Y'all sitting here?
We're I think a good question is to hopefully gauge game plan. Just thinking about end of half, end of game situations. For you, what do you think makes you successful and the team successful in those situations?
Yeah, like first and foremost, just practice. We put a lot of emphasis in, knowing the situations, knowing, what type of mode we're in. If we want to try to drain some clock or try to get some points, and I think the guys have just responded well. They took it practice to the games, and I think it goes with practicing them. Practicing back in training camp and full speed. And the first few times against our defense 2 minute, we weren't very good. So just practicing against a good defense and in the game, in the half, and just trying to. The more experience I get with them, I think the better we're becoming and improving.
You're at the top of the NFL leaderboard for most quarterback stats. I'm just curious, do you look at that stuff? Have you ever looked at that stuff?
No, I just hope to be the top and wins. That's the biggest thing. Just trying to win, and I think all that stuff comes after that. And part of the reason probably am because we haven't had a bye yet. So really just focus on 1 week at a time, and I think a lot of players on this team are doing great things to help me, and our defense is playing great. So it's been fun. We got to keep going.
Drake, how do you work on your accuracy, your completion percentages at the top of the league? I'm just curious if you feel like you've become a much more accurate quarterback over the last year or so, or if it's just sort of an innate skill that you.
Yeah, I think just being competitive. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm competitive, and I want to, make good throws. I want to, complete passes in tight windows and give good ball placement for catch and run. That's one of my high school coaches back in. My head coach used to tell me, he's talking about yards after catch and ball placement, and I've tried to take it from there to everywhere I've gone, and I think I think just actually is one of the biggest things. And you see so many great quarterbacks that are so accurate, and I think it's a great compliment when somebody says you're accurate, and I think that's what you try to work towards. And over since I got in the league, it's something that I've just tried to establish myself from the get-go is try to be accurate.
Stefon said today that he went up to you and kind of thanked you for the way you throw the ball because he's playing through this broken finger, he said. What was it like to have him come up and say that, and just what's it like to know that he's kind of playing through that?
Yeah, Steph's probably dramatic. Every time he lays on the ground and acts like he just got hit by an 18-wheeler or something. So he's he's awesome. I think just try to throw catchable ball. That goes with being accurate. He's he's awesome. He's got great hands. He's one of the best hands I've seen. He's effortless catching it. When it gets cold out, he likes to catch it more with his body. But he's when the lights are on, he's got one of the best hands in the league. And anywhere y'all seen all the catches he's made, back of the end zone, toe tap, sideline. No, it doesn't matter. He's making the catch. There's a lot of trust with me throwing his way, and he's been fun to play with.
Drake, how impressed are you with the comeback the Steph is making, doing what he's doing, coming off 20 ACL?
Yeah, I think he's got to be just proud of himself. I think that's one of the biggest things he is. Proud of how hard he's worked, how far he's come. I told him that the other day. I think he hit his 1 year since surgery. Just proud of the way he's handled what he's been through. ACL surgery and bouncing back and coming and making plays, being ready to go week one. That says a lot about him as a football player, as a person. How much he's worked, and I think he's got to be in the running for player of the year, comeback player of the year. I mean, just as much as he's done for this football team and leadership wise and play wise, and just do my part to give him the football. He's a great player, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for himself and the people who helped him to get back on time. And he's been a huge difference.
You're joking about Steph, laying on the turf and being a drama. How much more comfortable are you giving players and teammates a hard time now that you're in your second year?
Yeah, I grew up the youngest of four boys. I've always been, part of me to give people a hard time and be the instigator. So that's my personality. I think just kind of the more you get to know me, probably the more it comes out. And I think, Steph is he's funny when a lot of guys got a little funny thing. So it's a fun group.
Drake, the offensive line has improved quite a bit from your rookie season to this year. Just how have you kind of seen that, manifest itself, and how good is it to have those guys?
Yeah, those guys are, the heartbeat of this offense, this football team. It starts with them. It starts with me and them, and I think I don't give them enough credit, and you probably need to tell them more how much of a great job they're doing. They're playing their butts off every week, week in, week out. I think they're just, man, they're protecting me. I think, like I said, a lot of the sacks are my fault, and I apologize to them for the numbers or tickets or whatever y'all look at. I think they're playing every week. They're doing a great job. My body feels great, and I think it's a lot of credit to them and what they're doing, and how much they care to protect me. And those guys are a great group, and those guys deserve a lot of credit.
Drake, you've only taken 1 sack apiece in the last 2 games. Do you feel like when you say a lot of the sacks that you have taken are on you, are you seeing anything differently? Do you feel in your play that you're doing something differently in those games?
No, I think just take to heart how much they're working up front and know that me getting the ball out or checking it down or throwing incompletes is more important than taking a hit or taking a sack and giving some lost yardage. Coach is huge on staying ahead of the chains, and that's their emphasis every week to stay, be good on first down, be good on, make it 3rd and short. And I think that's giving my emphasis. And I think I've taken to heart, those numbers and the statistics. Sorry, I got speech problems in the huddle. They always make fun of me. Statistics, and then from there, just try to. Just know how hard they're working and give them what they deserve, and I think that's a low sack number because they do a great job.
How does this Bengals defense put stress on you guys?
Yeah, I think really I think the biggest thing with them is they make some plays on the football. In the secondary, they make plays on the football. They try to disguise some coverage. They got some guys on the edge that can get after. We'll see who's out there, but I think they got a guy inside that's played there for a long time, and B.J. Hill, who's a good player. He's active. He does good things, and I think the linebackers are fast. Played one in college. I played Barrett in college, and they're fast. They make plays, and we got to have all hands on deck. They match routes pretty well at times, and sometimes there's zone stuff. They got a lot of eyes on the quarterbacks to make plays on the football and tips and things like that. So we got a tough challenge.
Joe Burrow was he's been banged up, but he was a full participant in practice today. So I'm just curious, from your vantage point, what would it be like to have the opportunity to go head to head against him?
Yeah, I know he's a great player. He's done some great things in this league, and he's fun to watch when they're playing and when he's healthy. So I wish the best of luck of him for his injury, but same time we're competing. So you want to win, and I don't think it matters who is on the other side. We're trying to win.
How was your relationship with Kyle Williams growing, obviously from the summer, but also recently with his increased role? And how difficult is it trying to build that rapport when you're this kind of deep into the season and maybe haven't had as many?
I don't think it's difficult. I think it's just it's important for your guys like that may get thrown in there down the road, or at times in a crucial moment in a 2-minute drill when guys are tired. It's great to get work with Kyle, get work in practice, and he's made some plays, and I think. I've given him some great opportunities to make plays in the football, which I feel bad about. But he's going to be a good player. He's kind of learning the ropes, and I think he's kind of adjusted well to kind of get thrown in there. And looking forward to seeing what he does kind of down the road.
So for the season, we've seen kind of Ramondre start and have that kind of starting role. Then with him injured, Travion stepped in. With Ramondre kind of nearing his return, what's your excitement level to kind of see both of them have that kind of 1-2 maybe punch?
Yeah, well, 1-2 punch. I think Ramondre's a great player. He's awesome to have back there, and he always knows what to do. He makes plays. I love his little 2-foot jump cut. He's one of the best in the league at. Watching from I got the best seat in the house when he does it, and then he's great coming out of the backfield. Him and Travion do a lot of the similar things. They run hard. They run people over. They can make you miss. They're smart. They want to be good, and it's gonna be good. When Mondre gets back to have him out there, and it's been awesome for Travion to get the reps, and I think that room has really come alive for us, and you've seen it with them in the offensive line and the run game. So we got to keep it going.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jordan.